Yeah, thank you. Cheers. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today we are here on Passive Aussie Girls and a Kiwi Guy. Our friend Kenton Patterson from New Zealand will be joining us on Thursday night as he works full-time in New Zealand. We are coming here today with a few beautiful founders, and Leadership Council Chris Johnson is with us today, but we'd like to share with you Arthur Gully. And I'm going to get Yvonne to speak with Arthur today and see what Arthur has to say about ONPASSIVE, which is very, very exciting. Thank you, Yvonne.
Yes. Thank you.
Great.
And hello, everybody. And thank you for joining us. And Arthur, it's so lovely to have you here today with us. It's been such a long time and we really have missed you. So we'd just like to have a little chat with you and find out when you joined ONPASSIVE and tell us a little bit about yourself and your story.
Thank you, Yvonne and the Rail and all the founders here. I'm so glad to be back with the community and my family of founders here. Yeah, I actually joined ONPASSIVE back in January the 23rd. I remember the exact date, 2019. And I've been marketing for like 40 plus years. And when I discovered ONPASSIVE, it caught my attention very quickly. And I knew that this was the idea, the ideal business that I was supposed to be a part of, the benefits, the perks, you name it. I'd never seen it before in any other company that I've been. And if you have seen my display, motto, my brand, it's a spaceship, but ONPASSIVE, and it says, ONPASSIVE is the new frontier. We bold to go where no other company has gone before. And that is so true. And I see that today, and we are continuously growing. And it was about 11,000 founders when I joined. And now we're at 938,000 plus and still growing. So that tells me that I am in the right place at the right time. And any of the new founders or people that's sitting on the side bench, this is the place to be, because the world is moving at a fast speed with artificial intelligence and technology, and people will be left behind if they don't catch up. And we are the pioneers. All of these founders are the ones that is building this never seen before company. You'll never see it again. And we, even after we leave or when we are passed away, it's going to continue to grow. We'll continue to build and make the world a better place. But the most important thing that I love about it is that we are about humanity, not about ourselves. It's not about making all the apples and keeping them. And I like to say apples, you know, for the reasons of not saying the wrong things. But at the time, I believe that when people catch on, they will see that everybody in the world, whether you're in a business or whether you're using the products for personal reasons, then we have everything that people need. And the thing I love about it is it's going to be affordable, and it is affordable. There won't be no limitations compared to what you're already doing. So jump on board and join us, because this is a revolutionary movement, something that's never been done before. And the thing about how long it's taking, don't worry about how long it's taking, because anything that's new, it takes time. And when you're dealing with technology, there are so many variables, so many things that you have to deal with. And when you have one man, like I gave it to Mr. Ashma Farr, the CEO and founder, that's a lot of work. And he's doing everything for us. No one would be left behind. And I appreciate being here and being a part of the community that's constantly growing. And I've never seen it anywhere in the whole history of the internet.
Arthur, that's fantastic. Oh my gosh, you're so fired up. I just want to ask you one question. What part of ONPASSIVE really stands out for you? You know, is there something that sort of grabbed you by the heart and said, hey, have a look at me, you know, like, is there something that stands out best for you?
What really stands out to me is the love for people, humanity. There's so many rich people, billionaires, and as I always say, how can a wealthy person walk by a kid and need shoes or anything? And sometimes you have people in your neighborhood, there's a fire, somebody lose their homes, and rich people would just walk by, they read about it, they ignore it, the situation. They have the funds to help, and even the government doesn't even help. So we had to ask, when he came up with this idea, there was some of the things that I thought about those 40-something years. And I thought the same way. What can we do to make sure that everybody is a win? How can everybody come aboard and win? And Ash was talking to us about it, the problems that he went through, which every one of us have some similar situations where we just didn't know how to bring people along with us. Well, it is designed now that everybody, whether you're doing anything or not, will win. And that's what really brought my attention to the whole thing. And it was about humanity. That's what stood out with me, because so many people, they don't really care. It's all about themselves and get their pockets bigger and bigger and bigger. Thank you, Mr. Ashler Farr, for allowing us to be a part of your vision. And his vision became our vision. And the thing about it, we got to know the difference. We have people that goes in different businesses, but how many visionaries are in the business? Because that's what it takes. Have a vision. Dreams are one thing, but a vision is made by design. You create what you want to happen. But a dream is just something that pops up. You have no control over that because you didn't ask for it.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you, Arthur. Oh, God, I missed you. It's so good to have you back on board. I know you've always been on board, but no, it's great. But yeah, everything is so much bigger than any of us imagine it's going to be, really, isn't it? It's huge, and we're going down in history with ONPASSIVE. So we're looking for special people with vision, and we're all one, all in helping each other and to help the world. It's amazing. And thank you to Ash Mafara for giving us all this opportunity. So pretty amazing.
It is very amazing indeed.
Yeah. Has anyone got any questions they want to ask Chris?
I have lots of questions for Arthur. Arthur, when did you become a founder?
Back in January 2019. Nice. Actually, that's the same year I retired too from the Social Security here in the United States. And I haven't worked for anyone since. Not that I'm making any money, but I refuse to slave on a job again.
Right. And what was your very first impression? Now, be honest now, when you first heard Ash speak, what did you think? Because I have a whole different funny one, but I would love to hear. The very first time you heard Ash speak, what did you think?
Well, first of all, I didn't see him, I just heard his voice. So his voice, what touched me, and with the things that he was saying, it was I would say a replication of what I was thinking. But all the difference was I didn't have the funds to get something like this going. And this is massive. People don't realize how big this is. This is bigger than we can imagine in our own minds. But because he was the original visionary, then he had to plan this thing out. And that's why it takes a flow, the way he's doing things. And it's massive, it's big. And it's big, I mean, huge, never heard of. But that was my impression of Ash, that he was a God-sent person to help bring people along. And the whole key was humanitarian services around the world now, not just here in the United States.
So your general impression right out the bat was like, I just found someone that's going to change my life.
That's it. Yeah. Could have been you. but it wasn't you.
Wouldn't have been, I was working still. So when you joined, I didn't join till last year, actually, in October of last year. So I seen it like you seen it and just jumped all over it. And I try to tell people the more boisterous you are, like Nancy, the more loud you are, the more consistent, all right, the more attention you're going to get. Even the naysayers are going to eventually say, I got to check this out, you know? And when we do launch, they're all going to be looking for the Arthurs, the Yvonnes, the Narelles, the Nancys, the Sonias, the Tracys, and everyone else that's on this board, because I know you post or you talk about it. Everything is recorded in this company. If you think about it, it's all recorded. It's on YouTube's, it's on everyone's social media. And the sad thing is there's still a lot of people who don't never even heard of a passive, but they will. When they do, they're going to want to get on it. Why? Because they're going to earn a residual income. And why wouldn't you join something like that? That's my biggest thing is why, you know, but I'm real glad to see you, man. I just missed that magical voice.
I miss everyone too. But whatever, this is a key thing that people need to understand, that visionaries, to be a visionary, you have to be an open-minded person. And if you see something that's never been seen or done before, you have to open your mind. Now, when I post things, people ignore, and I'm not saying the founders, most of the people that actually respond are the founders. But outside of that, I'll be thinking, okay, do you take the time to even look at what I'm trying to share? Or do you just automatically stereotype what we are? You don't even know what we are, no matter what you heard someone else say. My thing is, do your own due diligence and make your own decision. Don't just make your decision based on what somebody say. And that's could be any business. I'm not talking about just on passive. But here's the thing. We don't need any more founders. We don't have to have any more founders. And Ash doesn't even need us. So think of it as a gift that God, and the Bible says, I give you power to create wealth. This is the opportunity that we need to take advantage of, because nobody else is doing it. And why it had to take all the way up to 2020, 19 or 18, actually, when it all began, for somebody to realize that. So that should be a mind opening for a lot of people. Take the time, do your due diligence, find out what it's all about. And then we have all of these meetings all over the world in the different time zones. So that is no excuse for not knowing what we have. You're going to be left behind because the train is moving fast and it's left the station. So we'll pick up a few more people, but at some point, we're not picking up anymore. So don't wait till it's too late and regret it later. And you can't blame us because we've been talking this for 3 years now. So it's right. No excuse.
That bullet train has gone to 212 countries around the world, and it is closing, and it's closing its doors very soon. So yeah, you haven't got long. So if you're new, I would just get back to the person who shared this with you and get on board.
Like Arthur was saying, you know, like we don't need any more founders, and Ash doesn't actually need us. You know, he wanted to share with us the 97%. And I think, you know, what we can do is, and what we are doing is just sharing it out there. And those who see it as the founder position, who want to be those visionaries will see it. And the rest will become customers and resellers, because they will come. You haven't seen anything like it before. You know, they will be amazed, you know, at what they will see and what ONPASSIVE really is. And there won't be a place that they won't see it, you know, whether it be TV, billboards, radios, you know, it's going to be everywhere. ONPASSIVE, that name is one that people need to remember. So thank you, Arthur, for sharing your story, because it really is important for people to see it from a different perspective, because we all have different reasons as to why we joined or what we saw in ONPASSIVE. But most of it is definitely the heart that comes from our CEO, Ash Mafara, and that's certainly been handed down. I just see Sonia's hand up there. Sonia, do you have a question for Arthur?
No, I just wanted to add when Arthur talk about Ash, how what Ash says resonates with us. I think that's the main reason we joined. I never saw a person with such honesty, CEO being so honest and transparent and actually wanting to help others. I've never seen anyone wanting to share the wealth. So that's what I realized from Arthur interview.
Thank
He's
you.
actually right. I think it resonates with us.
Yeah.
That honesty and willing to share. Not many people want to do that.
Thank you, Sonia. That's so true. And we all share because we, you know, as founders, we see the vision and we just sharing the love of the company and just want to help others. So thank you so much, Arthur. It's so lovely to have you on here today. And we will close off the interview now. And thank you. Thank you very much.